We're looking at Christie and Steve Lonegan's war chest. We're awarding a T-shirt to the dumbest comment on NJ.com and talking to New Jerseyans suffering from the recession on the Ledger Live blog, NJ.com/LedgerLive. How you doing, Jersey? Welcome to the Star Ledger Newsroom, Monday, March 30th. Christie and Steve Lonegan, the top two candidates for the Republican nomination for governor, are furiously raising cash for their campaigns. Our State House reporters Josh Margolin and Claire Heininger pulled the campaign finance reports, broke it all down, and found the two candidates are taking very different approaches as they raise money. And we found a little bit of controversy brewing here as well, and I've got Claire on the webcam in our Trenton bureau right now. So you guys did a breakdown of the Republican candidates spending, Lonegan and Christie, and what did you find?
We found that so far the two of them are not neck and neck. Christie is significantly ahead, but both of them are definitely competing for money. But they're going after very different groups of people, and if you look actually at their individual donors, you can tell a lot about the two of them as candidates.
Which is what? It looks like Lonegan is getting a lot of, he has actually a higher number of contributors. More people are giving money to Lonegan, but in smaller amounts. And Christie is getting the sort of more traditional in-state establishment type donors. Is that what you found?
That's what it looks like to us at this point, and that seems to make sense given, you know, the two candidates themselves. Lonegan paints himself as an outsider, as somebody who has decided that the Republican Party establishment is not working for those who you know traditionally would go with the Republican Party, and so he is branched out. He's looking for people in other states. About half of his donors come from outside New Jersey. He's also looking for so-called grassroots donors in state, and so he thinks that if he can just get a very broad base of people, even if they're giving in small amounts, even if the same person gives $10 4 times, then he can keep going back to that pool. Christie is going about it a little differently because he does have the broad base of support from the party in the state, and he also has connections from his time as U.S. attorney to draw on, and his strategy has been not to spend a lot of money on direct mail to find these small donors yet. It's just been to sort of get as much as possible, as early as possible, from as few people as possible, and then he'll have more to use in May.
Are you surprised, or is anyone surprised about the amount of money that Lonegan and how well he's doing in raising funds? And do you think that there's any concern in the Christie camp that he actually could pull off a win in the primary based on his fundraising?
I don't think people are surprised. I think they know that Steve Lonegan is fairly well known. He's had a shot at this before. He ran for governor in 2005. He also was a state director for Americans for Prosperity, which is another group that has worked on statewide ballot questions before. They helped defeat the stem cell research question, paying for that a couple years ago. And so Steve Lonegan has been out there for a while. He's had a chance to get his name out there. He also was tapping into sort of a national network of conservatives. And all of that has helped him to this point, so I don't think people are surprised.
What about the amount of money that Christie got, $23,800 in donations tied to the members of a law firm headed by federal judge Herbert Stern, who had been awarded a multi-million-dollar monitoring contract by the former U.S. attorney. So Christie gives this guy a multi-million-dollar monitoring contract, and now Christie has received $23,000 in contributions from him. How is that going to affect Christie's, stance and his argument that he is sort of a reform candidate who's going to clean house in Trenton? There's a pay-to-play controversy brewing here, isn't there?
A little bit, yeah, and a lot of it is still unfolding because you have a few Democrats weighing in, but there hasn't been, a concerted effort by the Corzine campaign to really raise this as an issue. Steve Lonegan is raising it as an issue. We'll see how long it sticks around, but Christie's response is that first of all, he is ethical. Herb Stern is ethical. Has had a long career. When there's been nothing too questionable about either of their actions, and so he has no problem taking this money. It's also, people have pointed out to me that this is sort of not exactly a loophole, but a situation where if it was a state contract, it would be illegal, but because it was a federal contract, this is allowed. So it is a little bit in the gray area, and we'll just have to see if the Corzine campaign really wants to take it up.
It's definitely the kind of thing I think I could see on a Corzine TV commercial in October.
It's possible, but Christie has to get to October first.
All right, Claire, thanks a lot. Thanks for coming on the little web chat here. We're getting very YouTube-y, but I think it was a lot of fun.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, as you can see, we're taking a little bit different approach on Ledger Live today. We're breaking the show up into individual videos so people can watch what they want, and there's a lot of it out there today. We are giving a t-shirt to the dumbest comment on NJ.com, posted in the past week, and we'll also have a great video talking to New Jerseyans suffering in the recession. Shoot us an email at ledgerlive@starledger.com. All right, Jersey, take it easy.